Hey guys, my name is Anwar and welcome to the Front 3 podcast. I support Liverpool.
I'm Krishna and I support Manchester United.
Hi guys, I'm Smayan and I support Chelsea.
So let's just look at this Prem season. So for me, I support Liverpool and I was expecting Liverpool to actually win the season and dominate because even Klopp said this in an interview that instead of defending this title, like at the start of the season, he said that he'll be attacking the title. And I mean, it's been extremely unfortunate for him because this injury crisis that we had more than half of our influential players out. You know, Van Dijk, Henderson, so many of them were out. And I mean, we dropped in form. We lost 6 home games in a row. Then after that, we came in and kind of clutched it at the end, and we managed to come top three, and that was a big relief, man. Because I wasn't expecting
Yeah,
Liverpool to come top three. I mean, top four. So I mean, we came third. We somehow the last game that we won against West Brom was everything. That header from Allison
fabulous.
was just everything.
Yeah.
So
Unbet,
yeah. Go ahead.
tell me one thing. Where do you think, what position should Liverpool target for new signings in the next season?
So next season, we all know that Liverpool aren't like really big spenders, but I mean, we are signing Ibrahima Konate, and if Joel Matip, I personally would want Van Dijk to play with Joel Matip, even though everyone's hyping. You know how English media hypes every player up now. I mean, even Phil Foden, everyone hypes him up so much. So, I mean, this is the one thing about English media I don't understand. So, I mean, if Ben White was playing for some higher top six club, then he would have been in the English squad without a doubt. So
Yeah,
it's just the way they hype the players up. I mean, even Kylian Trippier. I mean, it's just a different thing. But I think next season Liverpool should target for the title. The target should be to win the title.
right. So I'll review Manchester United season. So, I mean, if you told me at the beginning of the season that, if United would finish second in the Prem and reach a European final as well, I mean, I'd be pretty happy with that. I mean, pretty much all United fans would be happy with that, considering where we finished in the past 2 to 3 seasons. But I mean, that's not the case right now. Everyone's pretty disappointed, honestly, and maybe their judgment is a bit clouded by the Europa League final, which was pretty hard on us. But
I
if
mean,
you look at the
you can't really blame. I mean, I get why United fans are frustrated. You all saw the Europa League final, but everyone, mocking De Gea for missing that pen. I don't think that's
yeah,
fair on their part because he played well throughout the match. He saved all the
true.
pens. I mean, it's not his job to score. I mean, of course, he should have scored that. But
Hmm.
I mean, even to save the pens, he didn't really even go close to anyone. But
Yeah,
Yeah, just to give context to the people watching, Manchester United had a final again of the Europa League against Villarreal, I believe, and they lost out 11-10 on penalties because of De Gea's miss. Just in case you didn't know.
yeah, and like
And
for me personally, I think United have a pretty solid team, but I mean, of course, Ole he didn't make any subs. Like you could have seen
yeah,
Unai making like I think four. He made like I think 3 subs before halftime. Then after that, he made 2 3 subs. So I just generally didn't see that hunger in the United players like to run for the ball, and I don't know why they still have Paul Pogba. Like, he's the slowest and slouchiest player on the field. He doesn't run behind the ball, and the amount of times he lost in that game was just incredible.
yeah,
even players like Rashford, who Man United fans called big game players, and Bruno Fernandes, they were all like, it was like they were playing with constipation or something.
Actually, yeah. So
Okay, so I'll be reviewing Chelsea's season, I guess, now. So Chelsea had a very rocky start in the Prem season where we did have a lot of new signings like Timo Werner, Chilwell, Hakim Ziyech, and Kai Havertz, Edouard Mendy as well in goal, which we spend like a lot, and I mean a lot of money. And most of them at like in mid-season, people were thinking that they will be flops under Lampard, and
hmm,
then Chelsea decided to sack Lampard, which came like a blessing in disguise. Even though we had to say bye to a legend of the for the club, but then Thomas Tuchel just came and turned Chelsea around, flipped our season up. We made top four barely, and because of our London brothers Spurs.
Harry Kane saves the man. Because I was actually expecting Leicester to come there, but I don't know how they
Yeah.
managed to lose that game.
Leicester bottled it big time.
Yeah. Even I think
And Timo Werner also made a record this season to have the most goals contracted.
Wow.
I mean, it's been a pretty
Premier League
unlucky season for him because he's a solid striker. I mean, his pace is incredible because none of the defenders were able to match his pace. So he and Adama Traore, both of them,
Yeah.
because once they're with the ball, nobody can stop them. Just that I personally feel if he like improves on his finishing a bit, then he can be an excellent striker.
Yeah.
Yeah, even if you watch his games at Leipzig, his finishing was pretty good there. It was definitely definitely a good striker who and a good goal scorer. But somehow at Chelsea, he just
Yeah, I mean it's his
it
it's his
became
first season as
Fernando
well. I mean
Torres.
you can't like go that hard at him. I mean maybe give him a season or two.
Yeah, Kai Havertz that also got some hate from the fans, but obviously in the
Yeah.
Champions
Yeah.
League final where he scored that
Completely redeemed
winner,
himself.
he kind of redeemed himself there, and made Chelsea win the final. Obviously, the star of this season I would say from Chelsea would be N'Golo Kante,
100%.
the dominator in the
I mean,
midfield.
for me, I mean, of course, Conte is exceptional, but I think Mason Mount is also really good for Chelsea. He might not have gotten those many goals in and stuff, but he was really good for Chelsea.
Yeah, I would say he was a big game player. Like in big games, he scored important
Yeah.
goals, which
I remember when he
was
scored against us
pretty good
that he
positions.
scored an excellent goal. He took that turn and then right bottom corner. 1-0.
Sent Fabinho
Yeah.
flying.
Sman, tell me one thing. If Tuchel was the manager from the start of the season, do you think Chelsea would honestly? Would you think if do you think they would have a shot at the Prem?
I would say they would have a solid chance. Obviously, with Manchester City's killer form, it would be difficult, even though we beat them every single time under Tuchel. But it would be definitely a good chance. I would say that I don't want to hurt you, Krishna, but I would say they would definitely be above Man United, though.
No, but I mean, of course, whenever they played City as well. So at the start, I thought that Pep was playing mind games with Thomas because I mean they had the Champions League final also, and the last game that they had, I think they won 2-0, right? If I'm not wrong. When they beat City, yeah. So
Uh,
first, I think Pep was playing three at the back as well. So I mean, I don't know if he was playing mind games or whatever his plan was for that match, but I mean, hats off to Chelsea, they played really well.
Yeah.
I mean, also looking at it, honestly speaking, I don't think Chelsea were title contenders. They would have definitely come second or third if Thomas was there from the start. But I don't think. I mean, maybe if Liverpool were in better shape, then City might have gone to a head-to-head cup win. But
Maybe. Yeah.
I would say that the next season is going to be really interesting because Manchester United have found this new form in them. So have Chelsea, Liverpool. I guess almost everyone will be back in form, like back in shape to play. Like I'm pretty sure Van Dijk will be playing the next
yeah.
season, at least mid-season. At
I
least.
mean, also like
And
speaking from a
obviously we have
Liverpool
Manchester City.
fans point of view, I mean, of course we had a lot of injuries, but I feel that you can't blame it on the injuries. Now, like at the start, also we were underperforming. Like many of the players, they completely underperformed. Mane, Trent till a certain extent, you can say he underperformed. I mean, of course there were injuries, but many of them underperformed, and that was the main reason why we weren't able to maybe be better title contenders or closer to City, I would say.
Yeah. Maybe.
So now coming to this season's PL. So I mean, let's look at this position wise. So who do you guys think would have been like the overall standout player for position? So let's look at this at like a 4-3-3 perspective. So let's first go for keeper, right?
Yeah.
I'll start. I would say that Ederson had an amazing season, and so did Idao Mendy from Chelsea. And I both. I guess it's a neck and neck between them. What are your
So
thoughts,
I
guys?
think, of course, Edison's been class, but I think Martinez has been class too. I mean, he's been exceptional for Aston Villa.
Yeah. Completely agree.
definitely.
I mean, my top three contenders would be Martinez, Mendy, and Edison. I mean, Edison's great, but with that backline, he didn't really have much work to do.
Yeah, that's also true.
And
Yeah, most of his clean sheets was because of Ruben Diaz's face.
That's true.
and I mean, it might be like an FPL bias that I have, but I've got to go for Martinez.
Yeah, same. So, I mean, it's either between Martinez or Mendy. And
Yeah, I would
just
say
that
this
Mendy had, I think,
would be,
Martinez had 15 clean sheets and Mendy had 16. And it's pretty close, dude. It's pretty close.
So who do you want to decide?
I would be fine with Martinez if you guys want to go for it, but I would obviously prefer Mendy.
Yeah, even Martinez's save success is also higher than Mendy's. His is 75.5 and Mendy's is 69.5. Of course, I mean, those are just stats that I'm giving you guys, but I would go for Martinez.
Cool, let's go for Martinez.
Alright.
Okay, but I would say this, that if we counted the Champions League as well, then it would definitely be Mendy.
100%.
Yeah, that would be a good one. So coming to defense, so let's go from the left hand side, right? So who would you guys go for left back?
I mean, is this even a question, guys? Luke Shaw is the man.
I mean,
I would vouch for that.
what about
Any
like, do you think Chilwell's a contender for that spot, or you think Shaw gets it by a mile?
I would say Chilwell did well, but Shaw was another level
Yeah,
this season.
definitely.
Yeah,
I'm a Chelsea fan, but I'm not really.
yeah, I mean, Shaw was excellent. You have to give it a Shaw,
Yeah.
man. So we got Shaw there, and
Okay.
centre backs. I mean, are you guys going with both City centre backs?
I would say Ruben Diaz and maybe by a long shot Rudiger, because he was also pretty well this season, but not consistent. So there could be another candidate there.
I mean, I've got to go for the two City centre backs. There's no argument there for me.
I mean, yeah, both City centre backs have been good, but I think even Maguire has been really good. I mean, of course, he
been
might not have
great,
been
yeah.
he might not have played that well, but he also had an excellent season.
He has been good, but for Harry Maguire, he has been good.
That's true. So going with both City centre backs there, then coming to the right back debate, right? So who do you guys think? Who you guys gonna go for right back?
Do I even have to answer? Reece James.
Reece James, I agree.
These what about Walker?
Walker.
Walker was good as well, but I would say Reece had a more defending mentality. Walker was just
Also that
fast.
remember that one goal that Reece James scored? Who's it against? That one right top and that banger that he scored. Absolute screamer.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but I do remember the goal. I don't remember who it was against.
Yeah, both of them have
Right.
been, even in the Champions League final, both of them have been exceptional. I mean, especially Reece James.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised Krishna isn't vouching for Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, I mean,
No, even
He's
I
been
mean,
good,
personally for me, Wan-Bissaka had also been excellent.
he had been good, but I honestly think Reece James has.
I would say Trent towards the end of the season was pretty good, but throughout
Yeah.
the season,
I mean,
you-
towards the end,
bad.
he had that clutch factor because even against Aston Villa, when he scored that 93rd minute a goal. I mean, because Trent has a talent, just that I think he might not have gotten that support from VVD. I mean, you can say that maybe because of Virgil van Dijk, he wasn't at his best because Van Dijk pretty much carried the defense at a overall basis, you can say.
That's why Trent has always been more of an attacker
Yeah.
because he had that trust in Van Dijk that if he goes forward up to attack or to assist, there is Van Dijk at the back.
So, coming to the right back, are we all going with Reece James?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. All right.
Definitely.
So now coming to mid, let's first go with let's first go with CDM, right? I mean, Kante.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean,
I would say
Soucek
Soucek
is
would
a
be a very
shout,
close
yeah.
second,
yeah.
but Kante,
he takes the cake.
he's N'Golo Kante. You can't beat him.
That's true. So going to the other two mid positions, who do you guys go for it? Krishna, what would you go for?
Bruno 100%.
Bruno and KDB, right? I mean, is that even a question?
I mean, instead of KDB, I was thinking Gundo.
So I think that Gundogan had that 3 odd month spell. After that, I think
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he dropped in form completely, but I don't know what happened because he was for that.
Yeah,
I mean that
he
1
faded
month
out,
span,
man.
he was really good. Yeah.
But 13 goals.
I would agree to that, but I would say that De Bruyne had a more consistent form throughout the season. So as a centre mid itself, so I would prefer him over Gundogan in the team.
Okay, cool. We can go for Kevin.
Yeah. Even I would go for KDB only. I mean, now coming to striker first for me. I mean, Kane is like he has to be in the team for me.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, even
Yeah,
player of the
agreed.
season, Kane had been raw, man. I don't think this
Yeah,
De Bruyne
really.
should have gotten it.
I don't know what this Man City bias is.
Yeah. No, because Kane worked really hard. I mean, if he should get those individual trophies because at Spurs, I don't expect him to really win anything. So we have Kane there, and for me, I would obviously want Salah to be there at the right wing. I don't know about you guys.
I would agree with Salah
Yeah.
because even though he didn't have the best season of all time, but he was the second top scorer. I
Yeah,
believe,
you're
after
right,
Yeah.
you're
Kane.
right.
I think
Mahrez would be a close second for me because he had his like form, especially in the Champions League as well. But overall, it's
yeah,
Salah.
even I've got to go for Salah. He's been really, really underrated this season. 22 goals, 5 assists. I mean,
What about Grealish? Will he make it to your team?
I would say at left wing, didn't Phil Foden play a lot of games on the wing as
He
well?
did. You're right.
It's going to be close between Grealish and Foden, in my opinion, for the left wing.
Who would you
spot.
go for, Krishna?
for the left wing,
Yeah.
I'd go for Mohammed.
No, so Mohammed is a right wing. So who do you go for left wing?
Oh, my bad. Left wing, I'd just go for Foden, man.
Foden. I mean, yeah, he's been pretty good.
He's been great.
Yeah, so I think this wraps it up, right?
I would
Are you guys fine with this team?
I mean, I think
So what did we end up with? We had
Martinez in goal.
We had the City
Yeah,
centre backs.
yeah, and we had Shaw.
Reece James at right
Yeah.
back. Luke Shaw at left back. Reece James at right back. We had Kante as a defensive midfielder. We had Bruno and De Bruyne in the normal midfield spots. Harry Kane as striker. Mohamed Salah at right wing, and Phil Foden. at left wing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty
I
happy
think
with it. I like this team quite a lot.
I think Son deserves a shout as well. What do you guys think?
I personally think Son's extremely underrated. Like, if he goes to a big club, I think he can be really, really good.
I'd link up with Kane.
All the Spurs fans just press the dislike button.
No, but so like I mean, so now I think this wraps up our Prem. I mean, if you can call this a little summary. So coming to Euros, so all three of us supporting England, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, look at this England squad. We got Dean Henderson, Sam Johnstone, and Jordan Pickford. I mean, I kind of hate Jordan Pickford, but I was pretty disappointed that Nick Pope got injured, man. I think he would have been
Yeah.
extremely good.
I mean, if I may say so, I'd say like if you compare keepers to the other positions, I mean they're a little mediocre. I mean, Henderson is good, Pope is good, Johnson is good, but they're not.
Yeah, I mean
They're nothing special.
the only reason I want to pick John Pickford as my first keeper, I would say, is because of the experience. Because Dean Henderson is an exceptional keeper, but even against Liverpool, you know that careless error that he had with his positioning, where he just gave the entire goal to Salah, and Salah could have shot it anywhere and gone in. So I mean, those
Right.
little careless errors, because inexperience and all, but I mean that's not about it. Because I think he can also be an excellent keeper in the future. I mean, England will have a really good team.
Yeah. Who would you want at the defensive duo? I would say.
So actually, I was thinking about this, and first, I mean, I would have personally gone Trent right wing without a thing, but I mean, this England Trent debate is just too much for me because I don't even know why this is a debate at the start. Because Trent was, I mean, towards the end, Trent kind of proved himself, and I think he got that hunger in him and that, that drive to work harder and get better after Southgate dropped him from the squad, and that's when he started performing. And after that also, I mean,
Yeah.
after Southgate, declared the squad, he said this during an interview as well that, this banter around Trent, that Trent being in the squad or not, it was pretty clear amongst him and Trent that Trent was going to be in the squad. So, all of this, people going about Trent not being in the squad and maybe getting someone else in. For me, it was never a debate. But I mean,
I would also say that Trent is quite a player that is misunderstood in my opinion because he had that amazing season and then like since he started underperforming as you said before, people started just calling him out as a one season wonder and that
yeah.
he's not actually
But
good.
I don't think you
In
can drop him
reality,
from the
he's
squad.
actually
You
an
can't
exceptional
drop
right
Trent
back.
from the squad. I mean, I understand that he underperformed, but it's like if Kane underperforms, you can't drop him from the squad, right? He's like the most experienced player in the England squad right now. And it's for me, I mean, you can't compare Trent to Kane, but still, I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
get
was
my
just gonna
point.
say that.
So for me, if you want to go defense, then I would personally, for coming to the squad, let's just go over on this. So now that they dropped Trent and they got Ben White in, of course,
Hmm.
Ben White's been really, really good for Brighton. If you compare him to Harry Maguire, I think United had 13 clean sheets and Brighton had 11. And this one, Ben White, his interceptions are more than Maguire. His tackles are also more. His successful tackles are also more. So he,
Hmm.
as an individual, had been exceptional for Brighton, and I think he's a good addition to the squad. But I personally feel that Southgate should keep his addiction towards the defenders like aside, and maybe get in. Maybe Lingard. I mean, I personally feel Ward-Prowse is absolutely robbed because for me, he's that one player who should definitely be in the squad.
I would agree to that. Also, so I guess we'll go with John Stones and who else was there?
Harry Maguire.
Who did we
Harry
discuss?
Maguire, yeah.
Yeah, Harry
Yeah,
But
Maguire.
I mean, I don't know if you guys seen the squad properly, but I mean, Tyrone Mings is there. Do you
Mm,
think he deserves to be in the squad?
I mean, he.
I wouldn't say he would be a starter, but he would definitely get some game time in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you too. And
Hmm.
Cody's also. I mean,
Uh,
Cody's had good season, but I don't think he'll be one of the starters.
Yeah.
I think if Maguire is back in form, then they'll just go with either Maguire, Stones, or maybe get in Mings or one of them.
Hmm.
To be fair, Maguire did score that absolute worldly of a goal
Yeah.
for the World Cup
I remember
qualifiers
that.
or whatever it was.
And for me though, I personally think that the only reason Kieran Trippier is in the squad is because do you guys remember that free kick that he scored against Croatia in 2018? I think the
Yeah.
sixth minute
Yeah.
semi-final. That was one of the best free
Fabulous.
kicks I've ever seen,
They
dude.
co-
That was too good.
I don't think they could have dropped. But what do you think about the decision to have 4 right backs in the team, or is it 3
So
now?
now it's 3, but I mean, Southgate was also saying this, that the obsession that he has with the right backs, he was trying to say that maybe he can, if he ever has some difficulties ahead, then he can play maybe someone like a Kyle Walker or Reece James at centre back, or maybe switch up the play. Like he said that Trent can play, in his eyes he thinks, and Trent can play maybe right wing or right mid or something like that, and Trippier can also play left back and stuff like that.
Even Reece James has some good experience playing as a like defensive midfielder or in the midfield as
Yeah.
well.
So I mean,
It
England.
was sad what happened with the whole injury
Yeah,
thing
that was really
right now.
disappointing. So I mean, um, so I mean,
Well,
if
I
Trent
think
was
we
dropped,
should.
who would you guys go for?
Uh, who would I go for?
Wait, wasn't Lingard supposed to be Trent's
Yeah, so
backup?
everyone was actually saying that Lingard was supposed to come, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know from where Ben White came.
Yeah, I have no. I would prefer since the England squad already has so many defenders. I would actually prefer Lingard because of his godly form right
Yeah.
now. Like England could have really utilized his attacking
Yeah,
skills.
yeah.
So I would have like followed up on the backup.
Another reason I would take Lingard is that, you know, even if he doesn't get game time, he's the type of guy who's like, he's the type of guy who everyone likes. He's a positive guy, always in a good mood, and
Yeah, that's
in
true, that's
competitions
true.
like these, you know, like these things go a long way. It could really help.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
just my
true.
opinion.
I mean, that's why I think that's one of the main reasons why Southgate's taking Henderson along. Because I mean, I was hearing this interview
Yeah.
and Roy Keane kept his rant about Henderson not being in the squad and everything. But I think that Henderson and Kane are those two influential players that can really motivate the youngsters to do well. And even if Henderson might not play, I think he'll be a great addition to the squad.
Yeah.
Agreed. So I think we should move on to the left back spot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I would definitely say Chilwell because he did a good job at
So
Chelsea
I
this
was
season.
actually
Scored a
I
couple
was actually
goals
thinking
and
about
played well
this, that
defense.
why don't I mean I was thinking about that they should have a the United and City chemistry that these two guys have. So I think Maguire and Shaw should be at the left hand side, and Kyle Walker and John Stones should be at the right hand side. I mean that's something that I was just thinking about. I mean it'll be pretty cool to watch like those two duos be together, so the chemistry with the clubs and everything.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Okay, that would actually be really good. And yeah, I guess since Luke Shaw is also there, Chilwell might not start, and he might get a few like subs midway, but I don't think he'll play the big games.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, coming to midfield, what do you guys think about getting these youngsters in like Jude Bellingham and Mount and all these guys?
Great for them, man. Bellingham, Mount. But in the mid, I'm just concerned about the injuries, man. I mean,
Yeah.
is Henderson really fit? Has he been playing that
So
much?
I mean, Southgate was saying that he had a chat with Henderson and he said that he was all right. I mean, he missed the penalty also. I mean, I honestly don't know if Henderson went for the penalty. So they were saying that Calvert-Lewin should have gone and Henderson went and took it.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was all about. So no, Henderson is fit for the Euros, but let's see how it goes. But if I had to, go for one CDM, I think even Declan Rice should be one of the shouts because he's also been pretty good this season.
Yeah, I would actually be really interested to see Jude Bellingham play because till now I wouldn't say he hasn't played against any big
Yeah,
teams, but like
I
since
mean,
him being in the
he's
Bundesliga and it not being
that's
as
true, that's true.
competitive as the Premier League, I wouldn't go so far as to call it a farmers league or whatnot, but uh, uh, it's not as competitive definitely. So it would be interesting for him to see him play against players like Cristiano Ronaldo and Kylian Mbappe,
Yeah,
etc.
he's only
etc.
17 years old and he's already in the squad. I mean, it just says a lot about him that he didn't go into the under 21 squad. And Southgate he wanted to get him so bad that he told the other under 21 coach as well that he wants Bellingham. So I mean, it just says a lot that at the age of 17 he's getting into the main England squad and maybe starting some of the games.
Outstanding.
Yeah, definitely. I saw a meme somewhere which said that Jude Bellingham is going to play the Euros, but he's not old enough to play GTA 5.
Yeah. Even I've seen that. Even I've seen that. And
So it'll be interesting to see his performance. Obviously, Mount, I would say, is going to be a good addition to the team. I would say he would be a regular starter.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if he'll be a regular starter, but he'll definitely be up there. In forwards, I mean, obviously Kane, without a doubt, he'll be the main striker for England. But
I would say Foden as a winger would also be a pretty crucial role for him.
Yeah.
Foden as a winger, and even Calvert-Lewin. Did you guys see the first?
Calvert.
I think it was against Austria. Did you see his reach? He almost jumped over the defender.
Yeah. His aerial presence is just unbelievable.
Yeah. So I mean, in Rashford's current form, I honestly don't know how they'll go about him, but I think he can. If he gets back in form, then he'll be excellent. And
What do you guys think? What do you guys think of the Mason Mount omission? Of the Mason Greenwood omission?
So is he actually injured, or was this did Southgate I mean I don't know, some people are saying that he isn't actually injured and Southgate told him not to get in and stuff like that.
what I think is,
He would have definitely been a good addition to the team, like kind of like Saka, a good youngster, and especially with Greenwood having basically no weak foot
yeah,
and scoring
Yeah.
goals with whatever he can
No,
find.
no,
what I
that's
think
true. Even against
what I
Aston
think
Villa,
is
did
that,
you see his turn? He just dropped Tyrone Mings and shot it to the left.
yeah,
Was an excellent goal.
his finishing is amazing.
Even Sir Alex Ferguson, he thinks this guy could be one of the generational talents and
Yeah.
big players.
Well, not to be rude here, but I think like almost every Man United youngster that does remotely well for some
That's true.
time,
That's true.
Sir Alex Ferguson just says that about him. Sir Alex Ferguson and Eric Cantona, both of them.
Yeah. So coming to now, I mean, I don't know what position you guys want to go about this England squad because I mean there are endless amount of formations and ways how you could go with this. So how would you guys want to? Which formation do you think would suit the best for this current England squad? And who would you want to have in your team 11?
I think Anwar, you should start.
So for me, I mean, I would have ideally wanted Nick Pope to be my keeper, but because Pickford is one of the most experienced. I mean, he's probably the most experienced keeper in the squad right now. So I would go for Pickford. Pickford is my keeper, and for defense, I would have Kyle Walker, John Stones, Maguire, and Shaw. And so right now I'm playing a 4-2-3-1, and behind I would for my two midfielders I would have Henderson, and I wouldn't know. I honestly don't know where to put Grealish in the squad because I don't know if he should be up as a winger or as a midfielder because the chances that he creates is just exceptional. So I would want to have Grealish there, and I would have Henderson, Grealish. As my right winger, I would want to have Foden there. Because I honestly, where does Foden play? Like with City, where does he play, Krishna?
I think I'm not sure.
He's a pretty versatile player. He has played in the midfield. He's played on the wing as
He's
well.
pretty flexible.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess he
yeah,
could
right,
play.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I would have Foden in my right wing, and left wing. I'm not too sure. I would want to have Mason Mount, but I'm not too sure because I would probably have Mason Mount there, and then in the center I would have maybe uh maybe Rashford. I don't know. Uh, Rashford could be great, and how I haven't really seen Sancho play, so I don't know if I should include him in my 11 or not. So I would ideally have maybe if Rashford's in his ideal good form, then I would have Rashford there, and my striker would obviously be Kane.
Hmm.
Who would you go for, Krishna?
Okay.
I mean, it's pretty similar. Keeper, I'd have to go for Henderson over Pickford. Defenders, like we discussed, the two pairs of City and United.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's pretty much the same, apart from the keeper. Not much debate here, in my opinion.
What about you, Smayan? Who would you go for?
My squad is pretty similar to yours. I think the 4-2-3-1 would actually be a very wise formation to play. But in the midfield, obviously, Henderson should be there. Like he's definitely a good player. But instead of Grealish being there as like a defensive or like holding midfielder, I would want him to play more outfield because of like his attacking capabilities and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I would say that in the midfield I would have Jordan Henderson and maybe someone like Jude Bellingham or maybe Reece James if he's not playing at right back and there's Kyle Walker or Kieran Trippier or the 700 other right backs that chosen for the squad.
No, so I think Bellingham
So
can be a shout. Instead of Grealish, there, I think he can play really well.
Yeah.
yeah. So then definitely the striker would be Harry Kane. In the middle, I would want Mason Mount because he's played like previously with Chelsea. Also, he's played really
Yeah.
well. And on the
No,
I would want Grealish on the left, and on the right it would be either Foden or Sancho. But because Sancho has also done really well with Dortmund, but
yeah.
then again it's the Bundesliga and like my same argument I had for
No,
Bellingham.
so the
So
only
it'll be
reason I
interesting to see.
wanted Mason Mount as my left wing was because of that goal. You know, the way he cuts in from the left to right hand side. That's, I mean, it's pretty good. I mean, and I don't know if he would fit in this. I mean, he probably would. I mean, did you see that ball that he played to Havertz? What an excellent ball, man.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Obviously, when I was watching the
No,
finals.
so, yeah, I think that sums it up. Would you guys want to have anyone else?
I mean, I just have a question. Why do you think Southgate why do you think he released the squad in such a weird way? I mean, he had the provisional squad, then I mean, I just don't understand why is he doing it like it's like some Britain's Got Talent or some shit that after every round you keep removing players.
No, so at the start, I mean, if I step in Southgate's shoes, because if he has such good players, I mean, obviously it'll be a lot of mental load and everything for him as well. But I wouldn't think too much. I mean, I would have my 26 ready from the start, except maybe injuries or COVID. But ideally, I think for Euro that's 23, but because of COVID, they've added 3 players. And I was just thinking about it, like, what if, there's a little outbreak amongst your team only, and even though they follow the, that bubble thing that they have in every team, that no one exits the bubble. So what if maybe 4-5 players get COVID in the team and others slowly start testing positive? That'll be pretty freaky.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it happen in the IPL. I mean, so there's no nothing we can say.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, coming back to the provisional squad, I don't think he should have had one because he got in people like Ramsdale and all. Of course, it was a great experience for them to train with the main England squad and get a feel of how it to play with all these guys. But then he just drops them after that. So I mean, what's the point of getting them in the squad if you're anyways gonna drop them? Just drop them at the start and let them know.
Yeah.
I would say actually he had some burden on his head as well because for England specifically, there are so many good youngsters currently like Jude Bellingham, Mason Mount, and he had such a wide variety to choose from. I guess there was some pressure on his head as well because it's not easy. Like no matter what he did, there would be some fans that would be disappointed, and some people who would want the score to change.
Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, coming from a Liverpool fan, I'm pretty sure every single Liverpool fan that was at Gareth Southgate for not getting Trent in the squad at the start.
Yeah, it's a huge outrage.
Yeah. No, so I think his current squad is it's pretty good and he can probably win the Euros, but I honestly don't see England winning the Euros. I think Portugal can go for it again. I think they'll win it again. I mean, I am supporting
England does. I was saying England does have the reputation of bottling it every time.
Yeah. I think it'll be I think they'll bottle at the semi-finals.
I would say that's a fair prediction. What do you think about the upcoming match, the England versus Croatia? I think we're 2 days away from the start of the Euros at the time of recording this. So, what are your predictions?
So, I think if England were to win the game, it would not be a high scoring match because I mean even in the friendlies they weren't scoring any goals. So I think if they win, it'll maybe be a 1-0, or if Croatia end up scoring, it might be 2-1, but I don't see them scoring more goals.
Yeah, even I think it's gonna be a pretty low scoring match. But what I'm more interested in seeing is actually after the 2018 Croatia hype, how Croatia have managed to keep it up.
I would like to add to that. I would say that players who were hyped so much, like Luka Modric and Rakitic and Perisic and all of those,
Yeah.
I would say that they've definitely aged more and not aged well because players like Modric and Rakitic have definitely they're still good. Don't get me wrong, but they've become slower and not as agile as they were in 2018 because it's been 3 years and they're obviously aging and getting older. So it will be interesting to see because the Croatian squad does not have a lot of youngsters or reliable youngsters which are part of big teams and are playing well.
Yeah. No, but I mean, either England win this 1-0 or I think the Croatia is gonna guarantee 2-3 goals. Because I mean, it's gonna happen at Wembley, right? Because That's where all the England games are gonna take place. Yeah, at Wembley only.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be definitely a good match to see.
Yeah. Uh,
So
I,
I think that wraps it up for this episode, guys.
yeah.
Yeah. We'll get into more in-depth coverage of the Euros in our coming episodes.
Yeah, we'll go over this match. And so, okay, guys, before finishing off the episode, let's just go at a final prediction for this match. So I would say England win 1-0.
I
I
think
would say that England and Croatia tie 1-1.
Okay.
I think 2-1 Harry Kane brace.
Ooh, bold. A bold assumption. Well, let's see. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. We're coming. The Front Three podcast is coming to a close for this episode. Do tune in next week for the next episode where we cover the Euros and performance of big teams like England, France, etc. So, thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening, guys. My name is Anwar, and I have Krishna and Smayan with me.
Signing off.